Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel and happy Friendship Day. My name is Pappu Programmer Sarda, and in this video I will explain variables and function in more details. Okay guys, so let's begin. Okay guys. So first I have already explained that you can change values of variables in runtime, but you cannot change values of constant in runtime after once it is declared. Okay guys, so I will now explain different types of variables. Okay guys, so let's begin. Okay, the other types of so the first type is integer type. Okay, in integer type you can only store integer values. If you try to store decimal values like this, uh, uh, let me try to store this value. Let's store a little bit genuine value like this 100.72. As you can see, I have gotten some errors. It is saying float value is converted to int and lose precision. Okay guys, so if I now try to print this value, okay, if now I try to print this value, okay, you can see that the 0.72 value has been disappeared and we are only getting 100. Okay guys, so you can see there is a problem here. Okay, integer is good when you don't have to store a floating point number, as it is no take less computer RAM. But if you have to store a really complex number, then you have to use float values. Okay, so other variable data type is float. Okay, so if we write var speed of type float, okay, after putting this and equal to 90 0.33. okay guys, I have put speed, I have declared variable speed of float type. Okay, and now I have assigned a value 19.33 in this variable. Okay, so if now I try to print this value, okay, I will just copy paste cause I am little bit lazy. Okay guys, so you can see I can now print a speed. Okay, and now I will run this project. Okay guys, so then you can see that 90.33 has been printed. Okay, so you can see the float container, it can store, but it can store values in decimal, but it takes more memory. Okay guys, remember, int take less memory, but it can only store integer. Float take more memory, but it can store decimal point values. Okay, there is other type of variable called there is another variable called, let me first declare it. It is a little bit difficult to understand this variable without declaring it, so let me just declare it. Okay, this variable is called bool. Okay, you can either prove true, it store true and false. Okay, Okay, you can store true or you can store false. It can only store two types. Okay, true and false. Okay, so when do we use this boolean variable? Okay, let me just tell you when. You can use this with if else statement. I will explain if else statement in next video. Okay friends. Okay, so now I am trying to, I mean I am trying to, I will explain this if statement and else statement in later video. I am just trying to show you how boolean variable work. Okay, so let me just write what I am saying and try to follow along. Okay, I will explain everything. I will explain if statement and else statement properly in next video. Remember? Okay, so we can write if ready to take off equal to true. Okay, if ready for equal to 2, we can write self position dot x. Okay guys, as you can see this player is not moving. Okay, because and then I will just say true. I just delete this and write true. And now if I try to run it, oh no. अरे चल क्यों नहीं रहा है, अचानक से नाक कट गई। सही तो लिखा है। ये क्या ना कट रही है भैया। Okay guys, so as you can see, little bit of glitch but finally fixed. Okay, so what happened is if we write ready to take off equal to true, then this will code will run. Okay, so if we now run this code, you can see the player is moving on right side. Okay. Okay, so so next step. Okay, Okay guys, so if we write this false, ignore all the process I have done, it is not necessary. Okay, so if we now write false and now run this, you can see it is not moving. But if we write here true, okay, this code will run. Okay, so it is moving on right side. Okay, so this is what it is. So this is boolean data type. Okay, now I will explain what is functions. Okay, so function is, this is also a function. Okay, and you can also create your own functions. Okay, this is inbuilt function, but you can create your own functions. Okay, so let me just create a simple function. Func. Okay, distance calculator. Okay, so I have created a simple function. Okay, and okay, so now I will explain what is function. Okay, so function is nothing but a simple piece of code from which you can run. Okay, so if this function runs only one, and this function run 60 times per second, 60 times per second in your computer machine. Okay, so if we now write distance calculator, okay, and in this function we will not calculate distance for now, we will just print distance calculator is called. Okay, we will just print this, we will click okay, then we will run this. As you can see, our code is running. As you can see that our function is being called again and again, because we are calling it again and again. Okay, from this physics process. Okay, it runs 60 times per second in a loop. I mean, it runs 60 times per second, so it calculate. Okay, and once more thing. Okay, you can also pass some values. Okay, so like if I want to pass this gg. Okay, pass some values. Okay, like you want to pass this calculated value. Okay, this calculated value. Okay, so we can write this. Okay, I will also explain plus minus operator later, but now I want to explain functions and variables. Okay, is someone having problem understanding plus and minus variable? Then let me know. Okay, so if we so I will now calculate. Okay, I will tell you how to pass values. Okay, 5. Okay, so we can pass these values here. Okay, and then Okay, so if we pass a d and comma b, okay, he passed some values. Okay, so you can see that there are too many arguments. Okay, these were okay, so we have to call, also define a receiver variable. Okay, this will send a this will send a copy value. Okay, this is add and this is b, their values inside them, which is 2 and 5, will give copy send to distance calculator. Okay, so if we now write we have to declare some variables uh, of different name, or you can okay, so we have to declare two variables also inside this here, so that they can catch these values. Okay, so if we now try to print values, okay, so now by calling by doing this, if we now call a you can see the add value will be copied to number 1 variable and b value will be copied to number 2 variable. I will also explain what is void now. Okay, so if we now print okay, now if we print both values, okay, I will move these function from here to this ready function, as it is taking to, as it will run 60 times and it will cause problem. So I will click cut and I will click here and I will calculate take place. I will delete one intentions and I will also click cut, and here I will paste again. Okay, also you must remember that there is this arrows. Okay, these arrows are these arrows defined if this is inside the function or if it is not inside the function. I will tell you about this later. Okay, so now let me run. Okay, as you can see our code is running and you can see 2 and 5 is printed. So you can see the the add values is copied to number 1 value and number b value is copied to number 2 value. Okay, so this is what has happened. Okay, so now we can perform some calculations. Okay, so if we now define a variable, okay, you can define variables inside a functions also. Remember that once the function is run, it delete itself, so it clear its memory. So if you write like this function, once it run, it will not remember the values. Okay, once it run, it will delete every value. Okay, this is what also physics process is done. That is why it is expensive, because this function will run once but this function will run 60 times per second. So say if you run this function 60 times, then it will well, it will take this, it will assign, it will run, it will delete, it will first call itself and then it will delete itself 60 times per second in a sequence. Okay, so once you call a function, it first takes some value, and once it finish calculating, it will delete itself. Okay, remember. Oh, okay, and now if I declare a variable sum of type int, okay, so we can write sum equal to number 1 plus number 2, as you can see. Okay, and we have summed the value. Okay, and now we want to return it. So how we returning the value? Okay, okay, as you can see, the void cannot be return a value. Okay, so void, it is what it mean. Okay, if it is not returning any value, once it done calculating, if it is not returning any value, then it is will be called, we will write void. If we want to return any type of value, like we want to type return an int value, we will write int. Okay, as we have write int. Okay, so as you can see, we have where this value has returned. Okay, this value is returned to this distance calculation. Okay, so if we now write in next line, if we write print you have to store this. The value has been returned to this place, but you have to store this. Calculated value into a variable like this. First, you need to define a variable, and as we have okay, as you can see, we have to declare some value. Okay, so we can write 0 for now. Okay, so we have returned some. Okay, so we can now call returned sum equal to distance calculator, and now we can print return sum. Okay, so is you have returned the value here, and now if we run this program, you can see the this thing is moving, and we got 7 plus, because 5 plus 2 equal to 7, so we have printed 7. Okay guys, so this is what the function is used for. Okay, I will explain you if else statement, and if you have confusion in if else statement and plus minus statement in next video. Till then guys, take care and cheers. Goodbye.